It's James the Giant Peach, so the peach is really the most difficult element to kind of just make sure it could do everything we needed it to do.
It's been nice and challenging. I enjoy a good challenge. It's definitely different than anything I've ever built before.
This peach is the size of my apartment.
I'm used to building flats and platforms and those kind of things. I don't really deal with revolves or building a giant peach, so.
It's a little bit tricky because we get to see the peach from the outside, we see it from the inside, we see it when it's just a peach pit.
So that one's tightened down. I gotta tighten down this one over here, and I think that one over there.
It's pretty amazing, and I think what's cool is a lot of our designers are really inspired by this story and this novel, and a lot of the actors are too, so there's a lot of passion going into it.
We got to be kind of creative about how to keep that fluid and fun for the kids to watch, but also still, convincing and fun for us to build.
I like the challenge. So dealing with all the curves and especially dealing with the fabric. I've never really had to deal with fabric as a scenic designer before, or as a carpenter, so that's a nice little challenge for it.
It's exciting, you sit there and you draw these things and maybe make a small model, but it's always exciting when it actually becomes large scale and we get to see it.
I think it's fun to see clearly how to turn on what they can do in a film with animation and live action mixed, but we have to do the same amount of magic, but right in front of an audience.
These guys have been working so hard to, make it take shape and carefully cover it with fabric, especially when you're dealing with something spherical instead of, things that are rectangular or square that lend themselves more readily to building materials. It's always a little bit tricky, so it's always a negotiation of figuring out what is the easiest way, cheapest way, fastest way, coolest way we can create these shapes.
You see the outside of the peach once the peach grows, and then when James decides that he's going to go eat the peach, or he goes into the peach, inside the peach, then it turns to show the interior of the peach, which is where all the giant insects live and play music and sing and dance. It is very interactive, and it will be interactive with the audience as well. Some of the kids will be asked to come on stage and maybe knock on a door, or they might be in control of the water once the peach is in the sea. There's a lot of cool surprises where the kids are interacting with the actors, but I don't want to give them all away. And I think it is a visually stunning show that's going to be really exciting. The lights are incredible. Once the lights and the sets and the costumes all get together, I think it's going to be a pretty amazing show.